Coming up on the next episode. Good Friday morning to you all, YouTube. We are back on the DERB 2 bench project, and I'm going to show you this. As you can see, that pegboard is up. I don't want to go too close to that window. That's a lot of sunshine in there. But it is up now. I had it up before, but it was just up with 4 screws. And they were just screwed into that little backboard there, which is only attached to the desktop, bench top, whatever. And it was not very stable. So I decided to come up with a design, and I'm going to pop up a picture of the design. And I'm also going to show you the finished product. If we'll look underneath the desk, we can see bench, desk, whatever. Let's take a look. I think you can see that rather well. That is the culmination of my design, and it works rather well. I'm very pleased with it, as a matter of fact. I think you can hear the printer over there happily printing out another one. There was 2 of them that I needed for this, and those will come in handy. I mean, they work really well to stabilize that pegboard. Now, right now, the pegboard is only as solid as its wood. In other words, that part down there is pretty much solid. But up above, it is still just a 1x2 construction. And as such, it always has some flex to it. And that's not going to change any. So, but basically, as long as the base of it is nice and sturdy, I think it will be just fine. It lasted a long time in the other room, so I don't see any problem with it. Also, along the back, let's look at the back side of it. As you can see, here on the end is where I put the 1 screw, and then I had another one. I had 2 screws in this first section of bench top. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws in just that first section. And the second section has 5 screws in it. So I have gotten that much more solid now, and that really stiffened things up as well. But you can see I'm flexing it quite a bit there. Very little give on that bracket. I designed that with a 5mm thickness here, and of course you've got reinforcement, or what do you call it, gussets here. So that, and there's a gusset going down that way on the top side, and the ends are gusseted too. And then this wraps around here. It also connects back in here. I haven't got the screws in there yet, but I've only got 3 screws on each, this part and this part up here. And there's room for 1 more screw on the top, and I think there's 2 on this side here. We screw in this way. So that may be what I do. I don't know. We'll see. But again, like I said, it is up there, and I think it'll be just fine. I really do. And I'm very happy, very pleased indeed with the progress I've made. And in the meantime, and while I was waiting for this, this little thing here took 14 hours to print, as will the other one. I started pretty early this morning. I've been getting up last couple mornings around 5, just when I wake up. You know how that works. So might be a little difficult to see the black on black, but there you can see the other L bracket is printing. Now I changed the infill on this to 50%. I wanted plenty of strength in this. And 5mm and that infill like that should be plenty strong. And in fact, it is on the other side. So I think by the time I put 2 of them up there, that will really strengthen it up. So I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. It amazes me sometimes the uses I can find for this printer. But it's been a blessing as far as being able to do things that I don't either have the money to do at the time, or no way to go get it, or whatever. You know, it it just, I can print it. It takes a while, but you know, I've got time. It just, you know, it printed last night while I was sleeping, and got finished. And like I say, 14 hours. Now this one should be done around 7 this evening. So I will have that for tomorrow when I first get up, to be able to put that on the other one. Let's look at that again. As you can see there, I think that won't go in there, obviously. Now I probably could move it out a little bit, you know, the drawer unit, and get it in there that way. But I just as soon not do that, because I know me, I'll try to pull the bench down or something and catch it and break it off or something. And I don't want to do that. I like the way this is shaping up. And so far so good. Knock on pressboard. But anyway. And I guess I'm just chomping at the bit to get back in here and work on this thing. But didn't really suffer any ill effects from the other day, putting the hard day in. I was just a little bit sore the next day, but you know, today I feel fine. No problem at all. So I do have an order out for delivery, I think, today. I believe it's my Amazon order, which will be more of these screws here, another box of screws, and the lamp, the swing arm lamp. And I ordered a cable for my phone for the car charger. I had given my other one to my son-in-law, and so he could charge his Bluetooth speaker in his car. So anyway, that's that. And like I said, I wanted a better one anyway. The one in the car was okay, it worked, but it wasn't the greatest, so I ordered a decent one. It made my $25 order so I could get free shipping, and I kind of like that. So, but there's a good look at the bracket. So phase 3 is really in a super swing mode here. And you already seen obviously the Western Auto. I keep on saying Western Auto. Ward's Airline stereo. And I have yet to get on the 8-track of that. I've got the little pads to put in, and I need to start working on that. I'll do a video of that as well, but not doing anything in any hurry. I'm you know me, I just work a little bit when I feel like it. And I felt like coming in here and attaching that bracket to see how well it worked, and I'm very pleased with that. I was talking with Bob when I was doing it, and I asked him if he thought I ought to put another gusset in here between here. He said no, this X will do fine here, and I think it will. Again, you can take a look from the bottom maybe. I think you can see it all there. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy at all. It's just very pleased. Very pleased with myself. Let me go over some other things on the other side here. Let's take the switch back around. Alright, back over on the other side. I have made the executive decision to the way I'm going to wire this. And again, it's going to all be on this side. There will be no wiring on the back side, so there will be no need to ever, until I'm done with this or whatever, actually get into it and you know, be able to not be able to, but actually need to get back to the back for any wiring, because before I put a lot of wiring back here, and I was really sorry I did, because there was no way of getting to it once it was full without emptying the bench. You've seen what I had to do to get the bench in here, or the pegboard I should say. So again, the idea I have right now, and of course this is a 3D print idea, you know me, once I get started on that stuff I can't hardly stop. But I'm thinking of a type of a conduit, wire conduit, running on this side. I think by the time I put my strips on the bottom, the power strips, I think there'll be just enough space above that, or even on the top of that piece there, along that piece, to run a conduit of wiring along each side. In other words, this side and the other side over there when I get to it. Now that's a long time in the future, but I have similar plans for the backboards on the shelves. I'll make my my strips come up through the back just like that, and they won't need to be near as secure because they will have another leg on the front which holds the shelves up, so there's no big deal about those. But anywho, that's good. And like I say, I'm basically gonna just take the shelves that was over the tube tester and put them in here, I think is the way I'm gonna do it. I think I've got plenty of wood to do that, and I think that will be a nice addition, and I'm really looking forward to doing that when I get to it. Now, one of the things I've noticed here, of course, you know, my arms is not as long as they used to be. That's the way it seems anyway. So it's going to be a little bit of a stretch to reach things. Now, actually the Variac won't be too bad because it sticks out pretty far, and I think the MFP will be similar when I put it up. Now, I've thought about, again, here I go with 3D printing, but I have thought about making a base for it to come down here to actually put my connections even for the other things in there, and I'm thinking about that seriously. It wouldn't take much to make a base, you know, for it, and I think it might be a better deal. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. It's 4-piece in the future, but first thing I got to do is get this secure, and once that other bracket prints, I've got to redo this support underneath here because I can't get that bracket in there with this drawer thing here. There's no way. Unless I moved it down that way, which would really kind of suck. But I might have to do that. I've got some pieces in there I can make, like I was talking about making a sawhorse. I may do that. So just something to hold this up while I move things around, and that might be the way to go with that. But again, making progress, that's the main thing. Phase 3 is underway, and you guys have a good one, and we'll join you again maybe for an update. I don't know, we'll see. If not, we'll talk to you later. I'm back once again. It's Saturday evening. I don't even know what time it is. Not a big deal. It's in the afternoon or evening. It's after 7, I'll put it that way. I think around 7:30. But anyway, not that important. This is the second L bracket I made. As you can see, I think it is not the same setup on this end as it was on the other end. And let me get you a better, see if I can get you a better picture of that. I'm doing this sitting in a chair. I don't know how well it's showing up, but let me put a little light on it, maybe that'll help. Anyway, it is up there, and it is very steady right now. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. It is working, and it serves its purpose. So I'm not going to, like I say, I'm not going to complain too much about it. I need to put a little spacer. I know it's hard to see. Right up in here on this screw here, you can see it's pulled up a little bit, and I need a spacer in that. I may do that. Put some washers in there or something like that to keep it bending that up like that. So. Anyway, it's good though. Like I said, it's put I don't know, half dozen washers in there maybe. I don't know, maybe some kind of nut or something, a spacer of some kind. But anyway, that did, like I said, stiffen it up again, even more so. You see, there's not much. The whole thing moves when you shake it like that. The whole table. So that's good. Happy about that, very much so. And like I said, let me show you shaking it here. You can see it'll shake, but it's just shaking the whole thing. So that's pretty good and solid. I'm happy with that. Very happy. Like I said, I debated on how to do that. I thought I could remove that piece of wood, this piece here, but I took all the screws out of it, but it would not come off. So it must be glued as well. So. Like I said, it's not a big deal. This way it works as well. And like I said, I've got a screw right here in the bottom here, and I've got one up the front, and I've got 3 on this side here, and it's in there good. So not complaining about that. Not going to worry about it, and that's the way that's going to be. So much for that. Now on to this is basically ends this side, really. So the only thing else I have to do is to put the back against the wall, because all the wiring is going to be on this side. There's not going to be wiring on the back side at all. And I've decided that because it's just too difficult to move this in and out to get to it. And I'll leave enough room, you know, just like this one here for the dim bulb. It has to run up through, you know, and that won't be a problem. I can do that. That's not the type of wiring I'm talking about. Even with the speakers and the inputs for the amp and things like that, those have to go behind there too, but they're not, again, you know, going to be to the where you would have to pull it out to get to them. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, and I am doing a pretty good job of that, I think. So much for that. On the other side, now you can see I've been busy today, and I have the shelves assembled. Now that is, for anybody who remembers, that is the shelves that were above the tube tester, and same, basically exact same thing. Matter of fact, I couldn't find all the pieces to it when I started to work on it, and I finally did and got them all screwed together, and it's really good and stout, but I've got to obviously mount it in the back. Let's go over there and take a look at it. Obviously I have a mess over here to clean up, but I'm going to try to center that in between, you know, this board, you know, just like I did with the pegboard. It's centered on this board running down the seam, or the back of the desktop there, or bench top, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll cut out places for this to fit in here, like I did over there, and that'll be the back side, and then I'll screw the this part into the front, like I did over there. And that's all that's going to need, because this is supported on the front. There, yeah. So there's no need for an extra support or anything like that. As long as it'll be secured here and the front. I may put a little L bracket down here, just to keep it, make sure it doesn't tilt back or something. Which I guess it could if it really wanted to, but I don't think it would. But anyway, that's what that's going to be. So it doesn't really give you a very good idea of what it's going to look like, but you know, I'll probably move that stuff out, the stereo and stuff, or at least get it over that way, so it's not in the way, and I can go ahead and clean that space out and start working over there, get a idea of the center of that. And once I do that, I don't know whether to put it on the center or maybe to put it basically down even with like this, where this one comes out over here. You know, maybe that much space on the end, and that leaves a little extra space in the middle, because don't forget I'm putting the TV in there. So I'm gonna have to have a little space for that. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it, see how it comes out. So, all right, but I just want to give you a little update that things are progressing still, and like I said, I've been busy. Don't know. I had the I don't think I showed you the 45 adapters I made for this. I made several because I don't have one for my other stereo either, my other record player. So there's the ones I made. They all work. I had to, you can see the edges. I don't know what Bob calls that, elephant foot, and it just makes like a really thin line at the bottom of those. And like I said, these all work. So I've done sand them down what I needed to do to get them to work. Now when I did play this stuff, these 45s, I noticed there is a lot of dust on these records, and it caused the record player to sound really bad, a lot of like a staticky sound. And now I could play an LP and it was fine, but playing those 45s, it had a lot of dust in there, because you could even see it, you know, when you was playing it, there'd be a clean area there where the needle head went through, and the rest of it was you know, dusty. So I even tried washing them, but that didn't help either. So Not really sure why it does that, but because I think most of them had sleeves on them, so I don't know how they would get dusty, but I guess they do. Anywho, that's that. So I had mentioned something about making a plate for this with a 3D printer, which I will do. I've got to take this apart anyway, and I'm going to look at that amplifier inside and see if I can do a direct connection to the phono input on this receiver, see if it sounds any better at all. And at the time I do that, I'll go ahead and get some measurements here and find out what I need to secure that in there. It's got the same thing on the other side. I guess you can see it there. But that's the power switch on that side. That's why it's there. But this side has nothing that I know of. So, but it is missing little delete, whatever you call it, little cover plate. So, alright, that's going to do me. That'll do my update for this. I may bring you back tomorrow. I don't know if I decide to or not. If I do any more work, like on this shelf over here. And if I do, I'll bring you back to show you that. And like I said, this is hopefully going to be posted Monday. So I don't know that I'm going to get much else done on this this weekend. I've got my light. It came in. It's a little bit kind of a janky setup. I'll show you that because I'm going to have to fix it as well. But like I said, it is what it is, as they say. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. But anywho, that's that. Now I was thinking about one more thing before I quit. Thinking about going ahead and mounting the Variac there because I want to make sure I can get back there to get a nut on it. And then at the same time, I'm thinking, well, I don't want to put that Variac on there. I think it's heavy. Make it hard to move this desk. My plan is to put something underneath that leg, like a piece of that 1/4-inch MDF board, and let it so it'll slide on that a lot easier than it will on a carpet. And that way we can just sort of slide it over into the corner, and that'll work better. But I want to get this as soon as I get this on, I can do that because there won't be anything else going behind there. So that's gonna do that. So all right, like I said, that's Bob on the text. So I'm gonna get off here and see what he wants, and I may be back, may not. You never can tell. I'm back once again. This is Sunday, about 3:36 now in the afternoon. Have the shelf installed. I did decide to go the same route as the pegboard. Put it about the same distance from the end. And it's in there with 4 screws screwed to the backboard. There's 2 there, 2 there. That clamp was just holding it up temporarily. Not necessary now, I just haven't removed it. Of course, you can see the level. You can also see a good space down below that one and also that one. Now, there's a reason for that. For one thing, it needs to come back over this way a little bit. It's got the backboard, when you draw it in, pulls it up a little bit. Of course, when you put weight on it, it will come back down. But also, at some point, during this installation process, I'm going to be buying the same type of tile that I used in my other original DERB bench, and installing that as well. I found a fairly good deal online through Walmart, and so I'm gonna get those and install those. I think one was $12 for, well, to do this part that I've got right now, $12 would do it. So, you know, I'm gonna have a little bit more probably for the extra, but I may not use the same type of material for those. It just depends on how that comes out when I get to it. So we'll have to wait until we get to it. But anyway, those are going to go underneath there as well. So that will be another additional, you know, and it's so much easier to level on the front than it would be in the back, obviously. You'd have to take the screws out and re-drill holes and everything else. So I can just put shims in the front if I need to, which I don't think I'm going to by the time the weight is on it and by the time it sits on the actual tile. I think it'll be just about perfect. And if it's not, you know, if it's a little bit off, that's not the end of the world. This is not this is not the rocket science. You know, I'm not trying to go into the moon or anything, so or on Mars or wherever they're going to these days. Anywho, that's going to do our little update series here. That's going to do me as far as that. Now the next step I have, as far as I know, is putting this back in the corner, and that will come later on, not today obviously. I still have to go underneath and put that, I've got a piece of MDF, a real thin 1/4 inch MDF that was on the other shelf, and I can use that on the corner and get that leg up on it. Once I get it on an MDF, it should slide pretty easy. And I can slide it around on that and then move these end pieces around as necessary. And I do know that this one here is going to be on that side, because it's going to be on that register, and I need something where I can cut it out pretty easy. And this will make a lot easier work of cutting that out than it would be with the big drawer in it. So we're going to do it that way. So there you go for that. Again, I've got to get it over there in place first, and once I do that, then I can make my final measurements on the register, and see where it needs to go to and stuff like that. So that's a pretty good update as far as how the bench is shaping up. Very happy with the way it's turning out so far. It's not been as hard as I thought. Now the hardest part I've done so far was moving everything into here. That day was a killer, but since then I've learned to take it a little bit easier. I don't work very hard at all, and I'm just doing things as they come along, and so that's what I'm trying to do. But like I say, next step for me, phase 4, maybe phase 4 is getting it. Now I'm gonna call that phase 3 still, getting it back to the, back into the position it's supposed to be at. Phase 4 will be getting the end pieces and the cutouts made and anything else I need to do as far as getting that done. So that's going to do me on that. So you guys, in the meantime, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this silly mess. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much. We'll see ya.